Attention. This game contains blood and gore, intense violence, nudity, strong language, strong sexual content, and use of drugs and alcohol. This video is not for kids. You've been warned.
Hello world and welcome back to another episode of Cyberpunk 2077. This is Wogs. When we last left off, we were technically here. Now, an extremely brief, summarized, shortened version of this, basically what happened was I created my first character trying to just get into the gameplay, thinking that I could change things later because I can take hours in character creation. So I didn't want to do that. So I just put them together real quick, put a general build together, thinking that I could change it easily later. After I played a couple hours, which got me to about episode 5, I decided to go and watch someone else play through just to see if I could learn anything from them, meaning how to manage inventory, anything like that, because there's a lot in this game. And the playthrough that I watched was a Corpo playthrough. And I watched the first few minutes of the intro, and it interested me more than I thought it would. And I decided I just want to create a Corpo character just to see how I like it. So I created this girl. I created the girl because I just wanted to see how her voice performance was compared to the guy, because to me in games like this it's more important who acts better instead of what gender my character is. So for example, when I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I chose Cassandra over the other guy because I thought that she gave a great performance as a good guy and she was more believable as a good guy than a bad guy, and the other guy did not do very well at being the good guy, and he was a much more believable bad guy. So I chose Cassandra in that. So I was just trying to get a feel for things in this game as well. And I realized that they're both basically the same. There are certain lines that he'll deliver that are really good, and the same line that she'll deliver that isn't that great. But vice versa, he'll give a line that isn't very good, but when she says the same line, it's way better. So they both balance each other out, and they're both very good. And so at that point, I just had to decide what made me want to choose one character over the other. In the middle of thinking about that, I decided just in case I wanted to go with a guy, I created a third character, male V, same lifestyle, same build, made him look a bit better, and played through to the same endpoint that I was at before. So now I have two characters, a guy and a girl, who can start at the same point in the same lifestyle, depending on what I choose. Then I decided I might just want to go with the girl because overall, even though I think that they're both equally good, she's more attractive. That's just how I feel about it, so I decided to choose her. Then I was like, the only thing that I would change about her is her hair. So I googled how to cut or change the hairstyle, and I realized in my research that you can't do that. You can't change the hair. You can't change the makeup. You can't change the cyberware. You can't change the tattoos. Apparently, you can't change anything. So whatever you create in the beginning of the game is what you're stuck with through the whole game. At the moment. I'm sure there'll be an update in the future. So once I learned that, I of course did the sensible thing and created a fourth character. This time, I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort making sure that I could, one, get her as pretty as I could, and I think I succeeded very well at that. I won't lie to you, I'm quite attracted to her. But two, I also made sure to put a lot of effort and focus into the build as well. For example, in the first character, one of the first abilities that I got was an ability that automatically dismantles junk. And while that's good for inventory management and good for having resources for crafting, if I didn't want to craft or anything, or I wanted to buy something, I also kind of lose out on being able to sell that junk and earn money as well. So in this character, I didn't get that ability, so that way I can choose what I want to dismantle and choose what I want to sell. So I'll be carrying more things, but I'll have a good balance of being able to craft things and also have money in my wallet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the entirety of every episode that you've seen so far and show you only the parts that are different with the Corpo build. So whenever I have different encounters or conversations or anything with somebody, I'm only going to show you the parts that have and a different option, mainly a corporate option. On this character, I'm actually able to have more dialogue options than I could in my first character because I didn't start his build off the greatest. So, again, I'm just going to start this off with the introduction to the Corpo life, and we're going to go all the way to where your life kind of takes a turn and Jackie picks you up or whatever, you know, like that whole thing when you're in that bar. At that point is where I'm going to cut and just go through the different games. So if you've watched all the other episodes before this one, I think this is episode 12. So if you've seen episode 1 through 11, the encounters and stuff that have happened throughout those episodes, I'm going to show you the points that are different throughout that. So if there's a lot that happened in the first 11 episodes that you don't see in this video, that means that there was no difference. I'm only going to show you the differences. One other thing is that the first part of the first part, basically the first half, is going to be on the first female character that I created that I'm no longer using. So the girl that you're about to see in the mirror is not the girl that I'm playing as. Once we get to the montage, new life, episodic type weird thing that happens, I'll show you what the current girl looks like. So to save time, let's get into that right now. So again, here is the intro to the Corpo life.
V, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
You alright?
Fine. I just needed a breather.
Sounded like you blew your guts airlock.
Yeah, I barfed. It's just stress.
Esa chamba te va a matar.
Yeah. Maybe I should have gotten a safe one, like you did.
Hey, at least I always know who's shooting at me. Sometimes even why. Anyway, what's going on?
Is there a problem? We had a leak. My boss called, dragged me in because we had to intervene. Everyone at Night City HQ is on edge.
But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
Jackie, if you work in Arasaka counter intel, you're always fucked. Listen, gotta go. Work won't do itself.
Buena suerte.
Security forces prevent mass riots in San Francisco, saving the city from certain ruin. 2074, an Arasaka investigation
And the birth of Saburo Arasaka. From an early age, Saburo was heavily involved in the business his father had.
Christ, V, you were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Quickly demonstrated the work ethic and
Got held up, but I'll be right there.
Fucking Frankfurt. That Abernathy bitch will probably dump it in our laps. Hanging up. I'll be in my office. You hurry up.
Enlisted as a pilot in the Nippon 20 confirmed aerial victories. He forever will be honored as
Mr. Jenkins asked.
Hey, V.
He's in his office.
It's been ages. It's me, Frank. We met during Icefall. East Coast, remember?
Now, when it comes to games like these, I'm always cautious of what I say to who and what it could have as a repercussion. So because this was my first character and this was just kind of a test, I blew through this guy. But on my new current character, I did have a full conversation with this guy just in case something involving him pops up in the future. You never know with these types of games.
Listen, sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. We'll talk another time, okay?
Sure.
Emergency protocols
Seeing you again.
active. System security confirmed.
Don't look. That's a Jenkins girl.
Please enter the antechamber. Visitor authorization granted.
Are you online? Have a seat, V. Be right with you. We have to handle this voting issue before we lose our bases in the Sea of Clouds. They're about to begin. What's the situation? Yeah, just as we thought. You know what to do. Start now. Director Abernathy.
I watched the vote. What the hell was that?
A deep clean after the shit Frankfurt dumped on us. As we agreed, I got rid of the problem.
I told you to resolve the problem, not massacre the European Space Council. Do you understand what the cover-up will cost?
We would have lost the license. Now we gained a week. That's a win.
Path of least resistance always. No nuance. Has you written all over it. We're not done talking about this.
I hate that bitch. I always have.
Always meaning how long?
Before Night City, we worked on an assignment in Osaka. 2 years of subterfuge. She spent them digging a trap for me. When she became director of Spec Ops, that's when she finally shoved me in it. Now she's holding a gun to my head to make sure I don't try anything. But she won't pull the trigger because she needs me. I do what she doesn't have the guts to do.
Divide and conquer. Effective strategy.
Effective. What would you do in my position?
You have to defend yourself. Remind Abernathy you're not her doormat.
You're right.
Smack her once, but hard. She'll respect you.
Seems we see eye to eye on this issue. Take this. It's what I've collected over the past weeks. Biometrics, trauma team card, names of her closest associates. Driver, chief of security, lover, lover's husband, everything. Use it, and make sure Abernathy won't be a problem anymore. You said it. I need to defend myself.
What'll happen if I refuse?
Don't ask stupid questions. This isn't a request, V. We seem to understand each other. Take this, too. Use this money only. Find the right people for the job. No corporate affiliation. And for the core task, use someone you know inside out. Are we clear?
Yeah, I think we're clear.
Good. In that case, I'll await your report. And good luck with it. I have my AV waiting outside. It's yours to use. And don't disappoint me. Jenkins, Night City County Hotel.
I have those reports you asked for?
Now you're about to hear the male V voice, and basically that was the third character that I played, and the same interaction that you're about to see I had with my current girl character, but again, this was happening when the recording wasn't working properly, so you're going to hear the male V, but just know that this same conversation happened with my current character. Now again, like I said before, just in case, you never know what conversation actually matters, or what character actually matters, I did tell this guy that he was late and then to send them to me instead of just telling him that I'm busy and walking off, just in case that matters, and if it doesn't, who cares?
They were supposed to be ready yesterday. I know, but I have them now. Send them to my inbox, and you and I will have a word about this later.
Hey, V, you alive?
How's things in the Viper pit?
Need your help, Jack. Got some biz.
Always biz with you, Chica. You in some trouble?
First
Not yet.
Frankfurt,
Just
now this foot.
need a soul I can trust for now.
In for a damn long
Kinda sounded like a yes. Meet me at Lizzie's. Be there in an hour.
I need your stamp on something. It's possible one of our assets was exposed.
Is it Frankfurt again?
No, different issue. Local.
Tell me, quick version.
Our agent at Biotechnica suspects they might be onto him. They recently granted him red security clearance. That's top. He's been fishing for dirt, but it's been slow.
Your point?
They're clean. Like we run orphanages clean. Bleached server clean. We suspect they flagged him and are feeding him phony data. Should we greenlight exfil or let him keep looking?
Projected risks?
Limited threat to life, not Biotechnica's style. Blackmail's possible, leveraged against false accusations in the media. The guy has kids. He'd crack.
Pull him out, but calmly. Don't raise any eyebrows. Otherwise they'll catch on.
Jenkins will be livid.
I'll handle Jenkins.
Understood.
Now, I just wanted to show those interactions just in case they get brought up again in the future. That way we all know what started the next interaction, if there is one.
Tell your people to be careful. I didn't say anything of the sort.
They'll be searching for dirt on us now.
Did you see the report on the vote? I mean, shit.
The world's going to tear us apart.
The world's never going to find that.
Access granted. Please provide your destination.
Destination, Lizzie's bar.
Noted. En route.
This is N54 News broadcasting with a breaking story for you. A conference of the European Space Council screeched to a grisly halt following a failure in the neural stabilization system. 5 European Space Council members are dead, while 3 remain in critical condition. Authorities are still looking into what might have caused this shocking incident. The council members were all wearing Biotechnica-provided devices. The corporation's representatives have, as yet, refused to comment. Our reporter is on the scene. We'll have updates on developments as they come to light. Stay with N54 News for the latest.
Yes? We weren't scheduled to connect until the end of the week.
Quantified Satori received notification of a somewhat troubling biometric reading. I felt I should call. Is everything in order?
Things are dandy. Everything is.
Just think back to our last session. The neuromotor relaxation exercises 3 times a day. They'll soothe and lift your spirit. I know this.
Sure, okay. See you later.
designated landing site has been detected at the destination.
Find a spot close to the bar. As close as you can. Fuck procedures.
Initiating landing sequence based on new parameters. We have arrived at your destination.
Fuck's your problem, Psycho Suit? This look like a landing pad to you? Could have fucking crushed us.
Out of my way.
What? Who the fuck are you to say that to me?
Arasaka counter intel. We done here?
Rail.
Couldn't use the front door like everyone else?
Keep an eye on the AV for me, will ya?
I think the world's theirs.
I don't get paid to do that.
I wasn't asking. And not a scratch on it when I get back.
Welcome to Lizzie's.
You don't come here often, do you? It's good to see you, chica. Now sit down and tell me what's got your shorts in a knot.
It's good to see you too, Jack. How you been?
I got sparks flying between the Valentino boys and Maelstrom. Eddie's there for the taking, as long as you don't get flatlined. Yeah, I know how it is. Can't complain, but we ain't here to shoot the shit about me. Let me hear about this problem of yours.
Data shard. Take it. What do you think?
Won't come cheap. It'll have to be done on the sly. No trail. Hard eddies only.
Got the money.
Full crew job for sure. Techie, maybe two. A runner with a gold-plated brain. And a driver with wheels from hell. Not to mention, a solo.
Mm-hmm. The piece I'm missing.
That what you need from me? My trigger finger to zero this lady?
Delicate situation, I know. It's why I need somebody I can trust.
This ain't no delicate situation, hermana. It's a hit job. Plain and simple.
You know how Arasaka operates. Or... okay, maybe you don't. This isn't a professional request I can refuse.
But I can. And I am. And you should too. Now, what do you say we liquor up and talk life? Gracias, mamita. Double tequila with grenadine and lime. Nothing better for drowning nerves.
To this.
Was that a toast? The hell does that even mean? You raise a glass to your mama, your hermana, to the mamacita you'll meet at the bar, but this doesn't say a damn thing. Do this. This job and all the rest of that Corpo bullshit, you know what it is? Un pacto con el diablo. Been saying it all along. Sold your soul to those Arasaka fuckers. Today, they got you to zero somebody. Tomorrow, they'll get somebody else to zero you.
Think I have a choice? If I refuse, they take everything and leave me nothing.
Well, let them. They'll also take the fist they got gripping your balls. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty picky about who I let touch my balls. And Saburo and his matones, oh, they definitely do not make the cut.
Maybe someday. But for now, I'm still well within their reach.
You'll always be within reach. Always Hey, you lost? Got a problem?
V, is that right?
Did Jenkins send you? Don't believe I know you.
You don't, but we know you very well. Jenkins assigned you a task today. He'll share all the details with us.
Name and department again? Didn't quite catch it the first time around.
Fuck! How you feeling? Pretty sharp dive, huh?
Your access to company networks is hereby revoked. In 2 minutes, any company cybernetics in your possession will cease functioning. Give us the data you received from Jenkins. This will conclude termination procedures.
Information's on the shard.
Smart choice.
We done?
With the formalities, yes. But I think Abernathy would gladly up our fee for ridding her of a piece of rock like you. Stand up. You're coming with us. Come on, move it.
Yes, Meredith. I think you fellas might have forgotten just how far from home you are. I'm not sure this body is your style, let alone a healthy option. Claro.
Is that a threat?
Well, you start shooting, maybe we join in, huh? Before you know it, somebody might die today.
We have what we came for. It'll do for now.
Whew, dodged one there. V, how you feel? You all right?
I can't breathe.
Need help?
No. It's just withdrawal syndrome. Sort of. Think they cut off my hormone regulators. Biomon and stat analysis system. Body's got to adjust.
Hey. Should I get you to a Ripper? Or, I guess, maybe trauma team's on its way.
Give me a minute. Get my shit together. That'd be that, Jack. Just lost control of my life. Completely.
I'd say you got it back. You couldn't say no to them. So they said it to you. This is a turn for the better. You'll see. Besides, you haven't lost everything.
About to say I still have a friend. That's sweet.
No, dumbass. You still got that wad for the hit job, don't you? Probably some fat-ass chunk of cha-ching. Just right for a new start. That's right, chica. Buckle up. Hey, you hearing all right? Don't look so hot. V! Hey, hermana. Your new life. It starts now.
So again, here's that weird intro that they do, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to cut to where you see my current female V. So this is her. Again, I think I did a rather splendid job. I'm quite happy with that. Now we're going to move into the first mission, and the first mission went a lot smoother than it did the first time, because one, I'm a bit more used to the combat now, and two, I learned that if you approach things more stealthily and you knock people out and then go and like kill them later, you actually get more experience and everything. So I took this approach a lot more carefully and a lot more tactically. So not only did I knock everyone out, I also used the hacking abilities to short circuit some of the enemies. And it just overall went a lot smoother than it did in the first or second episode.
Don't see any movement on the sensors. Looks like you got them.
And after that was done, everything else was the exact same for saving the girl. Nothing else had changed. So we'll move on to later in the game. Of course, I had to revisit my old friend Ko, and I can't really say my old friend because Ko has no idea that I exist. I've never met the man, but I love him, and I've been watching him for years, and I just wanted to say hi. Moving on. I then witnessed a crime right across the street from Ko, and it's like a hologram recording of the events that took place, and it's interesting. This guy kind of looks like the clown character from Until Dawn. It's just kind of random. Now moving on to where the Corpo kind of starts taking a real effect in the dialogue and stuff of the game. The first time I used the Corpo dialogue options was with my first interaction with Dex.
Corpo agent. What's she playing at?
Hell if I know. Been skidding around town asking after the convoy as if her life depended on finding it. The one lead she's got zip-tied in her trunk.
Sounds like she was waiting on the transport. Got stood up. Monochrome in the back's probably her chief suspect. Got nothing from him or on him, so she's keeping him just in case. But she needs to find the stolen gear before her bosses learn she fucked up.
Well, Miss V, that is some impressive deduction. Naturally, use that intel as you please. Preferably well. Of course, to do so, you'll need that frazzled cat's info. Sending it now.
Then after that is my first interaction with Meredith Stout. And a large amount of this is different, so I might just have the majority of it play through.
Meredith Stout. Take it you were the one to call?
Got an offer for you.
Thought you could blackmail me, bitch? Set conditions? Got any more for me?
Calm the fuck down! I just want to talk.
Christ, Meredith!
Shut your trap! That fucking thing ready?
All set.
Now answer my questions. Honestly, forthrightly. Are you here alone?
I'll tell you who's alone. You. Failed to recover that transport, and you're done. With not a soul willing to help.
Not another word. Do a sweep, now. Now listen. This piece of shit, Anthony Gilchrist. Is he your contact? Is he the one who leaked intel on the convoy?
Got no ties to Militech. None.
Checks out.
So how the fuck do you know so much?
Come on, all corps use the same playbook. I know the game inside out. Listen, I know where the transport is. I can help you. Just want a favor in return.
I told you! I fucking told you! I'm not the mole! Jesus Christ!
Shut him up!
Unhand me now before I...
Her you can let go. Wanna hear what she has to say?
I need a bot. Flathead model. Guys who ripped you off have it. Promise me that bot. I'll point the finger.
You have a plan how to deal with them?
Could just take it by force, but they're expecting payment, so I could go that route too.
Fine, the latter. But on one condition. You pay with our money.
Not the kind of subtlety they teach at Militech. Chip spiked with a virus, clearly.
That is true.
Something goes wrong, I'm the one they'll fill full of holes, not you. Time you were straight with me. What's on there?
A tracing algorithm. Latches on to financial streams. Nothing you need to worry your head about.
Sounds solid enough. I'm in.
You pay with that chip, and that's all you gotta worry about. Try to fuck me in any way, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
So, as you can see, the overall outcome of how they leave is kind of the same, but the dialogue throughout that whole conversation, for the most part, was completely different. I kept calling her out on, like, the problems, like, what her real intentions are, that there was, like, a virus on the chip that I did not know when I was on the Street Kid role, and there was just a lot of different dialogue things that happened from the first game, and I thought that was pretty cool. So right after that conversation, I hopped in my car, and I removed the virus from the card that she gave me, which, again, is something that one, I did not know how to do, and two, I did not know I could do until I played through this. And that dialogue that I had with Meredith will change other things down the line. And also removing the virus from that card will change things down the line as well. So moving on to when Jackie and I walk into the warehouse, just in case it matters for some reason. When I was walking through, I jumped up on this shelf to loot some stuff, and when I looked up through that window, it triggered some dialogue that I hadn't heard before, so I'm just showing it in case it's important down the line.
Hey, what was in there?
Militech truck.
Cabrones only swiped a couple crates. Not a whole fucking semi.
Now once we have our interaction with Royce, even though this time I have the physical power to take him down, I ended up drawing the weapon again just because I felt more like a badass doing that.
No, he's alive, well, and kicking. And he sends his regards.
So, gonna consider my offer now? Here's the cred. Hell, I'll even toss in some info as a friendly bonus. Militech's on to you. They're close.
Wait, what?
Cred chip was spiked with a virus. But don't worry, I wiped it.
Check it.
Yeah, it's clean.
That rusty cunt. Now I gotta deal with this shit. You just take the damn bot and get the fuck out of my factory. If this is a trick, I'm gonna introduce you to our meat grinder.
Got what we came for.
Shit! Militech! Let's get the fuck out of here. Follow me. Militech couldn't manage it on the slide with the chips, so they rolled in the big guns.
More their fucking style, I'd say.
So as you can see, having that conversation with Meredith Stout and removing the virus from the card had a complete different outcome than the first playthrough. Because the first time we all got in a shootout and killed each other, this time we actually seemed to partner up and escape together. And that causes us all to leave the same way, go through the same path as we did in the first playthrough, only now Jackie and I are fighting with Maelstrom against Militech, whereas before Jackie and I were trying to kill all of Maelstrom just to escape. So moving further into the warehouse, I remembered the guy that I saw in that room that I later accidentally blew up. So I decided to, instead of blowing him up again, I decided to go in there and help him escape and see who he was. And it ended up being Brick, who they referred to earlier, and who we thought Royce killed, when in reality he was just keeping him locked in this room.
Looking a little like we might have saved your skin.
Think we'll do a favor, hombre.
Jesus, slow down, baby. I'll get you, but kind of caught me at a bad time. We ever meet again, I'll have you covered.
And because we helped him out, now he owes us a favor, so I'm interested to see how that will come back around in the future. Moving on to where the boss fight was, instead of it being Royce in his mech suit fighting against us, this time it's Royce in his mech suit fighting with us against two other mech suits from Militech. Obviously I won't show the whole battle, but it went a bit smoother than the first time I had that fight with Royce.
Wanted to let you know I like your style. Here you go. I can't fucking believe that guy.
So this is another point that I did not expect to have such a significant change. This also goes back to the Meredith Stout moment. So here's what happened when we leave the warehouse.
Wait! Hold your fire! I'd like a word with them. You shot at my people.
They drew and fired first.
A fact of no consequence to Militech management. But if you'd worked with Stout, I'd be dead by now. Might not have intended it, but you saved my life. Now I'm saving yours. Makes us even.
Appreciate it. You're not half bad.
Caring for my interests, not yours. You were followed, but I'm sure you know that. Stout's people were on your tail, my people were on theirs. In the end, she lost her nerve. Thought she hopped in bed with Maelstrom behind her back. Hit the big red button prematurely.
Classic. When you don't know what to do, why not order an all-out assault on a food factory?
Mm-hmm. About sums it up. I made sure it blew up in her face. Business with Maelstrom hardly ever ends well, does it?
And you? Why are you here?
Well, I still don't know who the mole is. I was hoping the Maelstromers would shed some light on it. By the way, where's Royce? Need a word with him too. It's been a pleasure.
So as you can see, that had a significant change to the point to where that's not even the same character there. So when we did our first playthrough, that was Meredith standing there, and that guy is presumed to be dead. But now, because we fought back against Meredith, called her out, decrypted the chip, and did all these other things, that guy is now in charge, and Meredith is either arrested or dead or whatever. I don't know if we'll ever see her again, but it's not her this time. So that's the type of like butterfly effect that I say. I just want to have these conversations with these characters and show those conversations just in case something changes that we think may be insignificant actually ends up being pretty significant down the line. Now, something I want to mention really quick is that, again, this is my 4th character now, and I've only played a couple hours into the game on each character, and I've only played up until the point that was in the last episode, so like right after the brain dance, on all 4 characters. And I never had any significant bugs until this 4th character. This 4th character has had a decent amount of bugs in the short time that I've played, and this was one of them. And I just wanted to show kind of a funny one to you that happened right here. After that conversation with that guy, I decided to head back to my car so I could drive off to the next area, and this happened.
Sure, of course there was trouble. Royce couldn't give him 2 shits that you and Brick had shaken on it.
How'd you get him on board? You used the Corpo woman?
Met with Stout, managed to strike a deal.
Don't do this! Well, well.
Gave me the chip with the scratch for Maelstrom. I warned Royce. We made a deal.
You got some balls, Miss B. What about the meet with Evelyn Parker?
Still on the to-do list.
Mm-hmm. That meet's the only thing that'll get you a chance at grabbing that chip. Parker'll be waiting for you at Lizzie.
So like I said, that was my first pretty significant bug experience that was just really weird. But it was also really funny. It wasn't game-breaking or anything. It was just kind of comical, and I just wanted to show it. But anyway, moving on. After that, I drove back to the club to go meet Evelyn again, and I had another Corpo option in the dialogue for the girls at the front door.
Not my first time.
Don't remember you.
Because I didn't get in through the front.
Huh, get a load of this one. Right. Rules are simple. Someone catches your eye, you do not grab it. You find him in the catalog, ask for a BD, get yourself a box. No recording, no copping feels when the guards ain't looking. In you go. Have fun, doll.
And that's about that. Now once we actually meet Evelyn, I had another dialogue option, but this time it wasn't Corpo. It was what I would call intellect or intuition if this were Fallout, but the symbol for it is actually reflexes. So that's weird.
Why are we meeting here? Any particular reason? Actually, it doesn't seem much like your thing, this place.
I'll take that as a compliment. Come on. No place we can talk where ears won't prick up to listen. We'll be in the lounge, Mateo. Anyone asks, we're not here.
Then moving on later into the conversation, I had another Corpo option.
Arasaka seems to have quite the touch with that hotel chain. But I gotta say, Konpeki and Tokyo's still leagues above the rest.
2 are identical to each other.
Japan's staff. The service can't be beat. Singapore, Paris, Washington. All the rest act like charity case cousins by comparison.
Well, it's hard to argue with that. True.
And then another one after that.
Heard a bit about Yorinobu. Studied finance and biotech in Tokyo, probably to please his father.
Saburo was grooming him to be his successor.
But then Yorinobu cut himself off from the Corp. Joined the Steel Dragons, nomads, from Tokyo. Heard they were planning an Arasaka coup or its downfall.
That flash of youthful rebellion ended like it usually does. Yorinobu returned to the fold, but the bitter taste remained. You know your stuff. But that's only one side of him. There's another. An intelligent man who has his own designs on the Corp.
And then we moved on to when we first met Judy, and I decided to use a different dialogue option that I think showed off my tech knowledge to try to impress her.
Sensory SIG amps, acoustic and emotive wave monitors. Oh, top shelf hardware.
Yeah, most of it's customized. Only thing factory are the casings.
Mod all this yourself?
What do you think?
Expression translator. Fuyutsuki, right? Thought the matrices on that series were fucked up.
They were, but swapping out matrices is simple. And this was the only model that'd support additional scanware. Alright. Compiled your BDF.
And after the brain dance and everything, in order to say goodbye to Judy, I decided to choose this dialogue option because it was simply the right choice.
Well, don't worry. Won't do anything to get you in trouble. But, I hope to see you again.
Depends.
On what?
Whether you come alone or with the tag along, like a net runner.
No runners, I promise. See ya.
And after that, I just had the standard ending conversation with Evelyn where she told me that she wanted me to only deal with her and not Dex. And because I saw a cinematic trailer a while ago, I saw Dex being a not happy boy, and I don't feel like seeing what happened in that trailer happen in the game, so I'm going to stay on Dex's good side as long as I can, and Evelyn can, I guess, get over it, because safety is more important to me than finances, but we'll see. Anyways, and that is where we are currently from the last episode. Now, because this was a longer episode, even though it was like meant to be a summary, it's still a bit longer, so I'll just make this its own video, and then the next video will be us continuing from this point on. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated, and it helps out the channel very much, and it lets me know that you guys want to keep seeing these videos. If you liked it enough, you can leave a comment down below letting me know that you enjoyed it or what you think of the game so far. Please don't leave any spoilers. And if you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, then hit that subscribe button, but only if you want to. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.